What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I'm still James.
And we have an epic movie review for y'all today. We are reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. But before we do our review, we have an intro. Okay, so Judas and the Black Messiah. This was released on HBO Max Friday, February 12th, and also movie theaters. As I said, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. And also Dominique Fishback was in there.
Yeah.
If you didn't recognize her from, she was in Power,
Yeah.
Project Power. And I think there's a couple other notable names in there. I can't recall right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, did you enjoy this flick?
I did, yeah.
Me too. It's actually, and it's a first-time director who directed this.
Huh.
It didn't show anything because it was such a good movie.
No. I would have never thought this was the first time.
Yeah, I know. So let's go ahead and watch this trailer, and we'll be back with our full review of Judas and the Black Messiah.
Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton of the Illinois Black Panther Party.
Repeat after me. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary.
You're looking at 18 months for the stolen car, 5 years for impersonating a federal officer, or you can go home.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition of oppressed brothers and sisters of every color.
Their aim is to sow hatred and inspire terror.
I will learn all that I can.
These ain't no terrorists.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
Only in theaters, huh? That was in the old trailer.
Right.
That was only a minute and 40 seconds. They got a lot in that time. I was like, whoa.
Like, there's no way you can't get excited off of that.
Yeah. And that's about, good speakers, can just motivate you,
Yeah.
where you think that, oh, I don't want to hear this or da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they get talking and just really feeling it.
Yeah.
You can really get into what they're talking about. But so this movie was I guess it was in the late 60s, close to 69, because that's when Fred Hampton actually died. So this is the story of the Black Panther Party that was in Chicago, Illinois. The leader of the Chicago, Illinois branch, his name was Fred Hampton. Did you know he was only 21 years old when he died?
Yeah.
I did not know that, because I've never think of a 21-year-old that can actually be, an influential leader at that age.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was 21, I ain't leaving.
Like that fire and that competence.
Yeah.
21.
Right. I was just thinking, that, I just figured him for maybe older, at least 30s.
Yeah.
I'm like 21. So that means he started this when he was a teenager?
Yeah.
Man, okay, respect.
You watch those, it's like, man, I ain't done nothing.
Yeah, and damn sure not when I was that young. I was not ready. To be part of leading nobody.
Like, I was barely ready to lead myself.
Right.
before
I
we
was-
won.
okay. Yeah. So anyway, it's Lakeith Stanfield character is played. He is actually was an FBI informant. His name was Bill O'Neill, where he and then also we forgot to mention Jesse Plemons,
Oh yeah.
which was the FBI agent who recruited Lakeith Stanfield character Bill O'Neill to infiltrate the Black Panther Party, and which you see a lot of times. J. Edgar Hoover just he hated the Black Panther Party, and that's like well documented. It was like he really put a lot of energy into taking them down, and this was kind of like the inside story of, how they came to be. And when I also like too, they kind of had two sides of the coin where they kind of showed how it is. It wasn't just somebody just doing them wrong. They had some. They took some blame too. Like they did some things wrong too that set up some stuff. But ultimately, they was done wrong by the FBI. And this is just the story on how it was. I had a problem. I'm going to get your thoughts on this. I had a problem with, originally, but I really enjoyed the movie. I had a problem with them using a British actor to play an African-American actual influential person in African American history. I just was like, okay, it's enough African American actors that you need to. I would like them to cast African Americans to play some of these roles where they got, they did Harriet Tubman. They had a British lady play Harriet Tubman. I was just having a problem with that. But I am a big fan of Daniel Kaluuya, so I was kind of on the fence. You know what I'm saying? And after I seen the movie, I kind of was just, came to the side where, okay, he did such a great job.
Yeah.
That I kind of was cool with it or whatever. How'd you feel about his performance?
He's always amazing. Like I was watching that trailer, and every time I see that Academy Award nominee, what you mean nominee? How is it still nominee?
Yeah, I forget what he's nominated for. Was it Get Out?
Probably Get Out.
Yeah.
But like, he is a massively talented actor.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I have started to come over to your side of things on like the sheer number of like Black British actors and actresses that get jobs that don't even remotely approach African American actors and actresses.
Yeah.
But like, I kept forgetting that he was British. And that's the thing about Daniel Kaluuya. Like, I'm like, right, he's British.
Yeah, it's a lot of the real good actors can make you forget they British.
Yeah. Like, it never even occurred. Like, when he's doing Fred Hampton's, voice.
Yeah.
Even, like, because that's a very distinctive voice. If any of y'all ever listen to any of his speeches, like, nobody sounds like Fred Hampton.
Right.
Except Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I kind of just got lost in it, where I just stopped worrying about that and just got lost in the story. But your main protagonist is actually from the story is told from the point of view of Bill O'Neill, which played by Lakeith Stanfield, which is also an amazing actor.
Yeah.
He's known for playing stoners, but he can play other characters too.
He's got a real knack for drama.
Yeah. Well, he's got this kind of like calm-like demeanor that leads to his characters. But I was started this movie so ready to hate this character because I'm like, oh man, you sellout. You did infiltrated the Panthers by you informant for the FBI. When if you look at this movie, they helped the community.
Yeah.
They was for real people trying to build their community up by using their own power.
Yeah.
By as he said, the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people there. And like feeding kids and stuff, feeding community and stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, they just trying to take care of their own community because the government has really let them down. The poverty section. And he went so far as to recruit. He went to like a I don't know. It wasn't a clan thing. It was more like I don't even know.
I would say they
like
were
poor
like
white people,
a less radical white nationalist group.
Yeah, right. He went to them to. He speaks so well. They like, Freddie like, what you doing here? So he's speaking so well. They like, right on. Yeah. I was like, okay, he got them to join. He went to the Puerto Rican group.
Yep.
He got them to join. Then he went to I guess they was like the black mafia in Illinois or whatever. He got them to come together. And now saying when I started, that was started something called the Rainbow Coalition. I guess that was all the the people that was in the area with I guess with somewhat of some power. It's power in numbers.
Yeah.
So he basically put like gangs and told them, look, instead of just being a gang, you join us. We work together, put our money and resources together, and we can build something.
Yeah. But and also if you look at any of these kinds of groups that crop up, they're all trying to take care of their block.
Yeah.
Right? Because none of them trust the authorities to take care of them. They don't trust the local government to take care of them. So they say
they haven't.
Right. So it's so we gonna look after ours. Now one of the problems is they start having to look at everybody else as the enemy once you start doing that. Fred Hampton came and said, no, I ain't got no problem with you and yours. I love what you're doing on your side of Chicago. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. But here's the thing. We so worried about ourselves that they are pitting us against each other.
Right.
That don't do none of us no good.
See, and that's where it, like when you see anytime somebody is smart enough to know where the power lies, they get assassinated.
Yeah.
They try to make them a terrorist. And that's where this comes into play, where they basically, J. Edgar Hoover, like I said, he was known to be a racist. He hated any black leader that start to gain power, because he hated Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. He hated Bobby Seals and Huey Newton. Yeah. So that was known. So he saw Fred Hampton as a huge problem, because Fred at 21 was getting all these people to stand together, and that's already a problem for the government.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to say some parts that was kind of contradictory to for Fred Hampton, where he wasn't advocating violence, right? But then again, in his speeches, sometimes it sounded like he did.
Yeah.
And that was kind of contradictory. But again, that leads to he's young. He might have had to sit back and start to kind of, it's like, I can say this, get riled up, but you don't know how powerful your words can be.
Right.
Because you can say, because I heard him here say, like, when somebody come to him like, oh yeah, we could do this, we could do that to the pigs. He's like, oh no, put that away. What's wrong with you, bro? We ain't doing that. We gonna talk or whatever.
Yeah.
But he'll get out there and say, kill the pigs, and it's like, what? Okay, when you say that, some people gonna take a gun and start trying to shoot at cops or whatever. So you got to be careful on how you do that, how you word things. I think that would have been a growing pain for
and
him.
I think that's one of the things that they did a decent job of illustrating at some points, where the dichotomy between his message and his ideals.
Yeah.
Where it's there's where he wanted things to be, but he knew it wasn't there yet.
Yeah. And I think that, that's a mark of not immaturity, but he had to grow.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn that. Well, I mean, if he would have, which he didn't, he died so young that if you would have saw what your words could have caused as far as damage, that would have made him probably think and rethink how he was going to approach things. You know what I'm saying? In which they showed that, where it was scenes where people took it too far. On the Black Panther side, you know what I'm saying? Where and it was like it was things that happened, but they were the direct cause of the things that happened to them. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, okay, I'm on your side, but you cannot just go being stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that comes from his words being so powerful. Some people just took it, farther than he wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? But that's responsibility of being a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's one of the great things about watching his arc in this movie is at the beginning, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
he all but says the ends justify the means. You know, so whatever the fight ends up looking like, so long as everybody's fighting the fight, he was for it. And then as the movie goes on, he started stepping back and looking at the situation. You know, he's like, we do this, they do that. We do this, they do that, and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to go about this.
Right. I mean, he had to learn as well as the characters. And so as you saw, Lakeith Stanfield was, basically he was trying to get, Jesse Plemons' character was like, get closer to him. So he ended up being real close friends with him. Yeah. And had his back and everything, which you'd be like, a part of me was mad because he was kind of a cowardly character. Yeah. But then again, I see also, it's like, I just kind of look at two different point of views because, when she was about to start, he was like, man, I'm about to get up out of here. But again, if I'm there, if I'm there because I'm was told to, I'm not going to get killed.
Exactly. Well, because I get where he's coming from. Like, again, it's hard to like his character. Yeah. Because he's a likable guy. Yeah. When the person he's pretending to be is likable, let me say that.
Yeah. But he was in a situation, too, but we'll talk a little bit about that.
He was in a situation. And so it's like, he's like, look, I ain't getting shot, and I ain't going to do nothing that y'all can pin on me later.
Yeah, right.
So, like, he's trying to keep his head down. He's trying to stay out of conflicts. But he has to stay close enough to the conflicts to get actionable intel.
Right, I know. And that really makes me mad because, like I said, the character, I wanted to hate him, but I didn't because I kind of felt bad for him a little because he was kind of in a situation, and that's how the system will jam you up in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you never wanted to do this, but they keep putting you in the position where you ain't got no choice. You either do this or you go to jail. You do this or die. And you be like, okay, well, I got to do this to stay afloat or whatever. And it got to a point where. And I don't want to say tell you what the epilogue at the end of the movie where you find out what happened to this character, but it's sad.
Yeah.
What it does to you. Yeah. Put you in that situation.
Because he was put in a situation where his choices were, risk your life or give up your life.
Yeah, I know. He didn't have no choice.
He didn't have any choice. So it was like, okay, what I got to do.
Right. So it's sad. I just kind of felt sorry for the character, and then of course Keith Stanfield, you kind of feel a little tension where it's like when he almost about to get called, you don't want him to get called, but then you do want him to get called. You know what I'm saying? You kind of on that fence there because you like, okay, it's messed up what you're doing because I want to see this work out for the other characters, but then again, when you almost get caught, I'm kind of feeling the tension like, oh man, I hope you don't get caught. Yeah. But then again, I'm like, wait a minute, I want you to get caught. But that's how they did the movie so well.
The only real the only real critique I have for this movie on the whole is I would have rather they had, because like I was aware tacitly of the fact that he had worked as an informant. Mm-hmm. But like as far as like just watching the movie, I would have rather they not started with showing that he was an informant.
Yeah.
Well,
they didn't. They started off. What put him in he put himself in that situation. He put himself in the situation. But still.
But like rather than laying it out, like just have that stuff kind of be laid out towards the end. Like that way you're just riding along in the conflict. You're not sitting with him in the moments where he's going back and saying, okay, so this is what I found out. Mm-hmm. Because I felt like there were moments where that took, because like they wanted to focus on his personal tension, which was good. I would rather focus on the general tension of the situation.
Right. I like the way they did it, man. Excuse me. I just like, I particularly like when he get to BSing and start talking stuff like, yeah, I would have did this, I would have did that. Then you turn around, you see the scared look on his face. After
like he can sell that stuff for just long enough to get a little breather.
Right. It's like, y'all did that to him, or you lucky I wasn't there. Shoo. I was like, man, it's just like some people, he was trying to take attention off himself by making it seem like he was the most about it.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? That's actually perfect because them
Yeah.
the most dudes. Them dudes are so full of crap.
Man, we got a rat, man. We got a rat, man. No, I'm gonna find him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find him.
I'm gonna smoke them out. It's like,
Well, you better find him first. 'Cause if I find him,
right?
Okay.
And so he's like, yeah, it can't be him because he the one that was mostly trying to get rid of the person. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, you know, it was good performances, man. Dominique Fishback did
Like,
a great performance as his wife.
I like when I first saw her, it took me a minute to recognize her.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I recognize her off the bat, but the thing is, she played a much older character than she played in
Project Power.
Right. And she is like 29. So don't think that she's
Yeah.
actually a kid playing a
Right.
grown person. So
Right.
she was a grown person playing a kid.
Yeah.
Because Project Power, she's supposed to be like 14, 15.
Yeah. So like, props to her for being able to play down that young.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
kind of, you know, versatile like that.
Yeah. But like, she's also like quietly powerful in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
know.
She got some good moments.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about Jesse Plemons, man. I really like his character. Well, I liked his acting. I actually started liking his character a little bit because you can, in his acting, you can see his unsureness of
Yeah.
what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
You know
'Cause,
what I'm saying?
Like, and this is another thing. Even his character, who could have just been set dressing,
Yeah.
has an arc.
Right.
Where it's like, he starts off like, no, you don't understand. This is necessary. This is what they're doing is dangerous. We got to stop them.
Yeah.
And then as he starts to find out more about what they're doing, he starts having to like, ooh.
Right.
hold
See,
on.
right. He is same thing. It's like propaganda. When you start believing the propaganda, and then when you really start looking at stuff, you start realizing, okay, this is not what they told me. You know,
Yeah.
they tell you they devils over there. They just evil, and then you start to get to know. You start to investigate and get to know. It's like they doing what they gotta do, not because they evil. You don't feel right
Yeah.
about it no more. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I really like his performance.
Yeah.
Showing that, you know, slowly showing. It wasn't no big reveal. I could just see it in his face that he
Exactly.
did not feel this no more. That he was doing it, but he wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. Well, like, because there's a line there where, you know, you have what everyone else is willing to do and then what, you know, Hoover wants.
Yeah.
And it's such a sharp line when it hits
Yeah.
that you can't even ignore. It's like, well, but we're good now, right? Everything's, oh, no. No.
And that's all. Shout out to Boyd Sheen. He like the penguin. But if you saw pictures of Hoover when he was older, yeah, he looked just like
He
that.
looked just like-
just fat, stubby piece
Yeah.
of shit.
And, like, if there's anyone in this that you can point and say, see, that's evil right there.
Yeah.
Hoover.
Yeah.
Man, like
Luckily, it was very little of him.
very little. Yeah. Like, he was this close to being cartoonish.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, we got to go in now.
For what I was hearing, that he's really like that.
Oh,
That he
man.
was like thinking he was so xenophobic that
Yeah.
you know, thinking that you know, anybody else that gained power, because he was all about, you know, white supremacy. Anybody else that
Yeah.
seemed to gain power other than a white capitalist was
Yeah.
evil, and they had to be taken
Yeah.
out, or we was going to lose our way of life.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like, because if you even look at it, it's like a violent psychopath can go to prison because they're just a violent psychopath.
Yeah.
A charismatic unifier has to be killed.
Right, exactly, yes. And as you know, all the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Edgar Evers, Fred Hampton, everybody that was making changes
Yeah.
was assassinated.
Yeah.
You can even say JFK.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's
It's a hell of a thing. Man.
yeah. That is it just make you just kind of mad, man. It's make you mad.
Yeah.
You know, because seeing the good thing they was doing, because his Fred Hampton, his biggest thing, his accomplishment, his goal was to make a clinic
Yeah.
in whatever side of Chicago they was at. He wanted to make a clinic for that community.
Yeah.
You know, for so they can help. He just wanted to help themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where they was trying to. I guess they were trying to push communism on them. You know, or whatever. But that's the whole thing. Communism, you know, evil. you know.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, they was calling each other comrades, so they was, communists, you know. I was like, all right, I don't know. But the point is, you can't get mad at people, communities, for helping themselves if the government turn their back on them.
Exactly. and
that's
that's what this really kind of boils down to.
It's funny. I actually looked that up. It's right in my face. But go ahead and finish.
What this comes down to is like the will of the people versus the will of the state.
Yes, I agree. Director of the movie name was Shaka King. Now, it's a different name. I don't know if there's like his African name or something, but
I don't know. He's had a couple of films. Movie that came out, I want to say last year, called Shrill. I don't remember the woman's name. White lady. I think she used to be on SNL, but
that narrows it down.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Never saw it, but
they only get one black cast member every 5 years. I mean, what you? Right. That don't help me at all.
Right. But yeah. So like, this is the only thing of his I've seen. He's had a couple of films that showed at festivals and stuff. Not
yeah.
But this is
his first major film.
His first major.
Great
film.
Man. I love to see him move forward.
Like he knows his stuff, man.
Yeah. So soundtrack was good too, man.
Oh yeah.
The music and I don't know if they had this little horn thing they playing.
Yeah.
That was that good for setting the mood. Dude. They had this that beginning scene was like a tracking shot of him from his feet on up. That was like one take. You know what I'm saying?
It was, like, this movie is gorgeous.
Yeah,
dude.
man. The color palette, man. Not to get too technical, but I'm a film guy. So anyway, that's Judas and the Black Messiah, man. It was a great movie, man. I gotta give this movie an epic, dude. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed. It had some issues here and there, but I enjoyed it so much that I liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it. I actually rolled my eyes when I first saw the trailer. And you know why? Because I got tired of black struggle movies.
Yeah.
I got tired of, and that's to the point of they using an oppressed group to make money from. I was like, I don't like this the exploitation of it. But when it's well made, I got to give it props. And this is well made, man.
Definitely.
So yeah, I give it an epic, man. What you give it?
I had a similar problem when I first saw the trailer. Like, I personally have a serious problem with being preached at. You know? And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, this movie gonna be like an hour, 20 minutes of what y'all need to know about the struggle, and I was ready to just sit there and roll my eyes the whole thing. But like, the performances and the writing and the direction are so captivating.
Yeah.
That like, I'm sitting there like feeling feelings off of this movie and getting swept along, and like the movie wrapped and I'm just like, I had an experience. Like, this movie, I have to give it an epic. Like, there's some issues in this movie,
Right.
We're not saying this movie is perfect.
Right.
But this movie is just so damn good. There is literally no reason that you shouldn't watch this movie. If you like art films, this will do you some.
Yeah.
If you like biopics, this will do you some.
Right, and learn a little history there.
Learn a little history.
Because if you talk about how it ended or how Fred Hampton life ended, that stuff that would make you mad, madder than anything.
Yeah.
Seeing how that's like, that ain't no way for nobody to go. Not just give a brother a chance, man. It's just like,
I'm saying.
All right, but and I don't want to ruin what happened at the end, but it's true. That actually happened just like that.
Yeah.
And it's just sad, But anyway, that is our review for Judas and the Black Messiah. Good movie. Is on HBO Max if you had that. It is also at the movie theater, so if you want the movie theater experience, you can go see it. But yeah, it's out right now. So thanks for checking out the video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get alerts anytime we post new videos.
And while you're here, if you like what you saw here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you like what you saw. And drop a comment down below if you've seen the movie. What do you think about it? What did you like and not like? And what would you like to see us review next?
Yes, we out here, yeah.
Peace.